Mid and long-term agenda for Vasocure is we want to be a pioneer in basically vessel disease. So anything that's related to the blood vessel, we want to be a pioneer in that particular area because we already know so much about the blood vessels.
Bionics is the first biopharma R&D open exchange platform for licensing and co-development partnerships of drug candidates. We are working closely with biopharmaceutical companies that are actively seeking preclinical and clinical stage drug candidates for in-licensing and co-development partnerships to expand their R&D pipelines. If you are a development stage biotech company and are looking for licensing and co-development partners for your drug candidates, then list them for free on Bionics and get contacted directly by these biopharmaceutical companies. We are already working with many partners. Would you like to learn more about Bionics? Feel free to get in touch with us. We look forward to working with you.
Hello everyone, today we are back again with Bionics interview. Our guest today is CEO and founder of Vasocure, Eugene Dinescu. Hello Eugene, it's great to having you today in our Bionics interview.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and discuss Vasocure.
Thank you very much. I'll introduce very quick Vasocure and then I'll ask you to tell more about the company, Eugene. So Vasocure is a novel therapeutic company with 62 candidates in nephrology, cardiology, and oncology. The company is developing the world's first peptide to directly treat neo-intimal disease and atherosclerosis. Please tell us more about Vasocure and what makes this development stage biotech company so unique.
Well, what makes Vasocure one of the most unique companies in the biotech space, and I think one of the most exciting companies within our space, is we've developed a peptide that treats the biggest problem in dialysis, which is neo-intimal disease. So as most folks know, dialysis is a very, very common treatment. It treats people that have chronic kidney disease, and the issue with dialysis, you have to create a fistula and a graft. And when you create the fistula and the graft so that you can perform dialysis, the patients will develop a disease called neo-intimal disease. So basically, I don't have a diagram, but I could describe it to you in a very simple way.
Right.
Neo-intimal disease is when the smooth muscle cells move from the media. There's 3 layers in a vessel. So the middle layer is called the media, and then the innermost layer is called the intima. It's when smooth muscle cells move from the media to the intima. And when this happens, the vessel itself thickens and it becomes occluded. So there's never been a pharmacological treatment for this. What we do is we do surgery or some other type of intervention, medical intervention in order to treat people that have this type of problem. So like balloon angioplasty. So basically for the past 40, maybe even 50 years, what you would do is you would insert a balloon into the vessel, you inflate the balloon, and then you stent. The problem with the current treatment, it's only temporary, it's very risky, it's painful, and it's very expensive.
Right.
Cost of the treatment is $15,000 annually in the U.S. It's subsidized by the government. So my partners and myself, we have extensive experience in this space. Both of my partners, one is the chairman of SUNY Downstate, which is a very, very large academic medical university in the northeast of of the United States. My other partner has a pretty large dialysis company, and he's also an interventional nephrologist. So after doing the team itself, we've done about 20 to 25 years of research to finally get to this point. We discovered what was the receptor that was mostly responsible, because there's multiple obviously mechanisms, but what was the receptor that was mostly responsible for the development of neo-intimal disease? It's called the F11 receptor. And from there we did more work. We figured out how the biochemistry works, all the molecular events, and we developed a peptide that inhibits it. So our peptide is pretty simple. It's a simple peptide. It's very cost effective, and we're in the development stages. So in a nutshell, what makes Vasocure the one of the most exciting, I think, companies is that we would be the first company to produce a pharmacological treatment for this very, very big problem that affects a very large portion of the population.
Thank you very much for giving such a good overview, also about your past work and experience in this space. It's quite remarkable. And, you know, as you mentioned a little bit about the technology, how it works, the peptide, I want to ask a little bit more that you explain in more details about your platform technology, and then what other drug candidates you have in your drug development pipeline, and in which indications are there, because it sounds like the technology that you have developed could be also possibly applicable for many other indications, right?
Yes. So we chose to address neo-intimal disease or neo-intimal hyperplasia because with that indication, we're fast-tracked through the FDA because there isn't any pharmacological treatment. So it's a fast path for us. Plus, we're experts in the field. As I mentioned, my two partners are interventional nephrologists. Everybody within the company has worked in the nephrology space, so we're very familiar, and we have clinics. So the drug itself, we've developed through mimetics. We've developed other candidates. We have currently a total of 6 in development. So Pedifin is the one that treats, it's called P4D or Pedifin. It treats the neo-intimal disease. We have PM1, PM2, PM3, and PM4, all for cardiology and to treat atherosclerosis. And then we have another candidate called BP1. It's in oncology and it treats invasive carcinoma. So we're using it for hopefully for breast cancer. As I mentioned before, we have over 60. We have 62 candidates, but these are the 6 that we've been focusing on, and we've been doing a lot of work and research and filing our patents and in the either preclinical or going into clinical stage development with these 6.
Very interesting. Thank you very much for also giving us understanding about your other candidates in the pipeline that you are pursuing in cardiology, in oncology as well. So knowing also many other biotechs, how they develop when they are ending up in this very interesting situation like yours, having technology and be able to pursue different therapeutic areas. So I assume you might be currently looking for licensing and co-development partnerships for some of your drug candidates that you can, license out and bring liquidity into the company, and then probably pursue for yourself another assets. Is it the case? Can you a little bit tell us more about your licensing and co-development partnership strategy? Are you looking for? And I want to inform our audience that Vasocure is also a member of Bionics. Their drug candidates listed on Bionics. And my question also additional to that would be why you believe that Bionics can help you on that. Can you a little bit elaborate on that, please?
Well, of course, we are very open-minded to licensing opportunities, and our commercialization strategy is definitely aligned with a possible licensing partnership. In regards to the current licensing, we don't have any licensing agreements, but we are definitely open. And if anybody would like to contact me regarding licensing of one of our candidates, I'm more than open to discussing that. Why I think Bionics can help us is because Bionics is really a international, global type of company that connects companies like myself with companies like mine, Vasocure, with companies around the world that could be interested. We would like to have a big partner, and I think that makes the most sense. It's the most beneficial. In regards to the commercial aspect, if we are going into neo-intimal disease,
Right.
the benefit for the partner is we already have access to the customers.
Oh,
So
that's good.
so we already have clinics. So our as I mentioned, my partner, one of my partners runs dialysis clinics, actually is affiliated with one of the largest dialysis companies in the world. And we already have access to the key players in the dialysis market. So we partner for the co-development process, going through the clinical development. I think it would be very rewarding and make a lot of sense for the potential partner.
Very good. So, as I understand, you are more than welcoming licensing and co-development partners who want to join and help you to go together this journey. And that's amazing. Not all of the biotechs have such a network already existing clients as you have, especially key opinion leaders. I think you have them too. And I think it's quite remarkable if the companies will join to Vasocure to work with you. So I want to encourage on the Bionics, on the drug candidate seeker side, our large pharma companies, as well as mid-size and small-size companies. They are looking interesting assets for licensing or to co-development. Please go ahead and contact Vasocure. You will find their asset on Bionics.
Oh, thank you very much. And I hope that I do meet some folks through the Bionics platform.
Thank you. We are very, very proud to have Vasocure on Bionics, and we will be working a lot to get this company's attention on Vasocure drug candidates listed on Bionics. And the natural question that I want to ask, the next one, what's the next milestone, Eugene? You as a CEO are currently leading the team towards to reach.
Next milestone is for P4D, Pettifin. We are in the process of filing our IND and beginning our phase 1 clinical trials. So basically the milestone is get through phase 1 clinical trials. And at that point, I think we would be in a very, very strong position strategically, commercially, and just from a marketing standpoint for the company overall. I think that's our next milestone. So that's what we're really aiming for.
Yeah. I think that's a remarkable stage accomplishment once you get the IND approved. So you can start the phase 1, especially you have already the clinics in your contact. How is this current situation? How far you, in your understanding, staying from the IND submission?
So just to understand the question, how far are we from IND?
Yeah, applying for submitting the IND.
Oh, we're very close. Right now we're in the process of basically finishing up some studies. We even have our dosing, estimated dosing studies. So just in the process of putting together all the paperwork, and then we'll end up filing. We would like to secure a possible partner or receive some more funding before we enter the clinical trials. So that's another element of my job that I'm doing in conjunction with running the scientific side of things. So.
Yeah, that's actually what would be my next question, talking a little bit about the currently funded situation of the company and what are the next rounds that you are looking for. I know, you as a CEO is extremely busy, especially when you are a co-founder, a scientific co-founder of the company. You are not only pursuing the business side, but also the scientific side of the company. So please tell us a little bit about that, because there's lots of potential investors also looking right now at this interview.
Well, the current funding we received throughout the course of Vasocure, about $5.5 million. And now at this stage, we're looking to raise another possible about 5.5 million to finish our phase 1 studies. We know that we could get it done within 5.5 million. So we don't really want more. I know that the investors at this particular stage, they like to invest more than that. But as a founder, and my co-founders, we would like to keep as much equity as possible. So we just want to, we only want to raise what we need. We don't want to raise really more. But I think that's a discussion to have once we get to that point with term sheets and interested parties.
Very good, very interesting. So we also do have this new business initiative at Bionics. It calls Bionics Investor Access. So we are actively working with investors in our network, trying to help the early stage biotechs like Vasocure. They are in a pre-IND, IND stage, to get such a small amount of funding to bridge and start their clinical trials. And we will be happy to cooperate on that with you and your team. Thank you very much for giving such an interesting, vision about the company. But my question will be like really to provide us what would be Vasocure mid-term and long-term vision, as we learned the short-term vision.
Yeah, so we covered the short term, of course, is to get through phase 1 studies. If we get through phase 1 studies, I think then we could say that it's still short, relatively short term. But midterm goal would be possibly license for our candidate, or maybe an M&A with a particular candidate. So if there's an interested party that would like to take, let's say, the P4D, which treats neo-intimal disease, and take it to market, get become the marketing MAH, a marketing authorization holder, and take it all the way through and get it onto the market, then we would be open to that type of agreement. However, we would like to keep obviously other candidates so that we can continue to develop. The mid and long-term agenda for Vasocure is we want to be a pioneer in basically vessel disease. So anything that's related to the blood vessel, we want to be a pioneer in that particular area, because we already know so much about the blood vessels, and we have already identified not just F11R, but we have other development in the pipeline, which is a topic for another discussion. But in the long-term plan, we see Vasocure as a leader in treating vessel disease, just in an overall big picture. So there's multiple therapeutic areas, multiple indications, and then of course we do have oncology. So we have a very exciting oncology candidate, and we have to see how that goes as we progress through our studies.
It's very interesting. Technically, what I can understand, Vasocure developed a proprietary technology, a platform where you can apply in any indication where there is a related disease to vessels, right?
Yeah, vessels, and then smooth, proliferation and migration. So that's why we're also, it's also very interesting in regards to an area like oncology, because in oncology you have proliferation and then you have migration. You have the cells, the cancerous cells that are migrating into areas that obviously spread the cancer. So with our particular technology, our platform, we definitely want to see what we can do in this particular space. It's a novel approach, but we're stopping our idea and our the science that we're producing is really stopping the cancer at the root cause. So it's a completely different approach. It's very simple, very elegant, but very effective, because you're stopping the cancer. There can't be any more proliferation, and there can't be any more migration once you stop it at the root cause of what causes the problem of cancer.
I think you give a wonderful today overview about the company. So I want to remind once again today our guest at Bionics interview is founder and CEO of Vasocure, Eugene Dinescu. Thank you, Eugene, being our guest today, and want to remind that Vasocure is a novel therapeutics company with 26 candidates in nephrology, cardiology, and oncology. The company is developing the world's first peptide to directly treat neo-intimal disease and atherosclerosis. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you very much. And it's 62 candidates.
62 candidates, excuse me. Very good.
Thank you very much for the interview. It was a pleasure speaking with you this morning, and I look forward to more conversations.
Thank you.